covered last time the introduction to data science and data analytics. So this time we are going through the basic of Python. So I just want to give you a quick reminder on the key fundamentals of the Python programming for data science. Python is very important, and it is used as the language for programming and explore and analyzing the data. So in the data science landscape, until now, Python has been the most used programming language in data science. So 75% of data scientists are using Python as their main programming language, which is very important, and we are also try to align with that needs in order to give you the tools that will help you work in the data science related field. So within a long time period, Python has been ranked as the first programming language globally, not only for data science, but in many fields, Python is used because it's very popular, and its popularity is driven by the rich ecosystem with specialized library ecosystem that is provided by Python. So key libraries and frameworks we are going to use for this data science and AI class. We'll use NumPy. NumPy is one of the key library we are going to use. Pandas, scikit-learn, Jupyter Notebook is an ecosystem that we'll be using for editing and compiling our code. That's why it's very important for you to know how to deal with such kind of tool in order to succeed through this class. So there is a need of setting up your own environment in order to be in control of your code. I'm going to explain how we are going to deal with that. So through the survey that was conducted last year, you can see Python is basically ranked as the first programming language which is preferred by developers, especially in the field of AI and data science. Python is the most used programming language, and it's ranked as the first programming language. And because of its features, Python has many features that position itself as the main programming language over the others. Python is easy to use because it has a few keywords and a simple structure and clear syntax to define the instructions of your program. And it's easy to read. So because it's easy to read, so it makes it clear to define Python code, and it is visible to the eye. So when you read a Python code, it's almost close to the natural language we are using in our everyday life, closer to English. And it's also easy to maintain. So Python code source is really easy to maintain. If you understand the overall program structure, you can easily debug the program. One more important thing is the broad support of libraries. Python has a range of libraries that are portable across platforms and systems, starting from Unix, Windows, and Mac OS. More features about Python is its wide variety of support of many platforms in terms of hardware, and it provides the same interfaces for all the platforms. So it's also extensible. That means it gives you the possibility of adding low-level modules to the Python interpreter in order to improve its efficiency or add some customized functionalities. That's why Python is very interesting. And it also provides interfaces for major commercial databases, because we need to deal with data in the data science. Most of the time, data is stored in databases. Python has the interfaces that can be connected to all commercial databases in the markets. That's why it positions itself as the predominant programming language. It also provides support for graphical user units interface, which is known as GUI, graphical user interface for application that can be designed and implemented for any platform, whether it's for Windows, whether it's for Linux, whether it's for Mac. Python provide rich GUI to support application development. And it's also scalable. That means it provides better structures and a large set of shell script that can be used for programming. One more thing is the wide support of a variety of frameworks and library ecosystems, which I use for data science, artificial intelligence, and web development, even in scientific computing. You can see here Python as the core programming language, which provide the interpreter as the core module. On the top of it, we have core modules that provide a framework where we can implement domain-specific application. For example, we'll use Jupyter, which is a dedicated Python development environment. You have a Jupyter notebook that can run Jupyter. You have a Jupyter server that can run Jupyter notebook, which are very convenient documents where you can combine text, Python code source, and also the output visualization of the code that will run in the Jupyter notebook file. You can also include visual object like images in the Jupyter notebook. You have also on the top of the core frameworks, you have also specialized frameworks like Sky Kit-learn that will be used for machine learning. You have also other frameworks like the Python. It's used for integrating C program to be run by the Python interpreter. You have also a SkyKit image. It's for image processing. You have a huge amount of frameworks which are built on the top of the Python ecosystem. On the top of that, we have also domain-specific frameworks and library. So depending on your domain, you can find support of most of the tasks related to your domain in the Python ecosystem. That's why it's positioned itself as one of the predominant programming language out there. So let me now give you key principles of the Python language. First of all, you have to keep in mind that Python is an interpreted language. It means that the Python interpreter process the Python program at the runtime. That means it's run the program by interpreting the program instruction by instruction at a time. So that's why it is qualified as an interpreted language. Compared to other programming language, which are compiled language, you have to compile the whole code source before you use it. But Python is interpreted linear by linear by executing instructions one by one. And this figure shows you the overall working principle of the Python. You have on the left side the Python code source, which is stored in the .py extension. .py extension files are Python code source, and this Python code source, when it's run, the code source is given to the Python interpreter, which has three main components inside. We have the interpreter, the bytecode converter, and the virtual machine. So the source code, which contains Python instructions, will be sent to the interpreter, and the interpreter will be interpreting Python statements one at a time, And this Python script will be converted into bytes code. Bytes code is referred to intermediate codes, which is close to binary codes. And bytes codes will be saved in the file with the extension .pyc. And this bytes code, which is an intermediate code, will be now executed by the virtual machine, which is called Python virtual machine, in order to compute the inputs and give out the outputs based on the business logic implemented in your program. So this is the working flow of a typical Python interpreter. But you have also cases where you import external modules or library. At that time, the library and module will be bind at byte code conversion step by importing outside resources coming from libraries or any custom modules. So this is the overall workflow of a Python execution as a program which is interpreted and executed by the Python virtual machine. Why do we need a Python virtual machine? You remember earlier I mentioned that Python is a portable programming language. That means this portability of Python to be executed at any platform is supported by this virtual machine because it doesn't depend on any host operating system or any hardware. Everything is executed in the virtual machine, which is compatible with any platform. And Python, in terms of features, it is based on dynamic typing approach, which means there is no need to declare any types of variable like in other programming languages like C. Python does not require defining any type of variable, and it determines the type at the runtime. So the variable type is determined depending on the value which is stored in the variable. So this will be determined at the runtime. So this makes Python flexible and easy for rapid prototyping because it doesn't depend on that initial declaration and a fixed typing. Another important thing about Python is the efficient memory management. Python has automated memory and garbage collection features, which make it very convenient for developers because you don't need to allocate and disallocate resources. Python take care of that automatically. So this is very important for reducing the need of manual operations from the developer, and it's also increase the efficiency of using resources in terms of memory or CPU. Why does this matter? This is very important for you to understand in order to optimize your code, and it's also useful for debugging your code efficiently. Knowing how Python works as an interpreter and how the Python source is converted into the bytecode, it is useful for you to understand how you can optimize the performance of your application, especially in the case where you need to develop performance critical application. So it's basically important to know the overall workflow and see where you can optimize your performance. In terms of version of Python, the latest version we are using is the Python version 3 with other new release. And compared to the previous version, which is already obsolete, is the Python version 2. The Python version 3 has improved a lot by introducing new features that we will be discovering through this class. So which version are you going to use for this class? We are going to use the latest version. So from 3.10 plus version is acceptable for this class, but I'm thinking from today we are going to install the latest version as of the current release, which is 3.13.0. So until this month, this is the latest version. They used to make new release, so you have to catch up to keep up on updating your version to benefit from the latest improvements. So you have to check the compatibility of your operating system with the version that we are going to install. So I'm going to show you how we can set up our Python environments within the few minutes. How to download the Python for Windows or any platform? Just visit the Python website. The official website is www.python.org/download/windows, where you will see the download link for Windows version. For Mac, it will be /Mac. For Linux, it will be /Linux. So when you visit the Python website, download the file. It will be an executable file. Let me show you. I will try so we can be able to install that together. I will go on the Python website and download that. I hope you are able to see my screen. When you go in /downloads, you will see that there are many versions of Python. Depending on your operating system you are using, you have to decide whether it's Windows, Linux, macOS, Android, or others. So depending on your operating system, you will click on the version you want to download. I'm going to download Windows because the version of my operating system is Windows. And you will see here you have many release. Okay, this is the latest. As I'm speaking today, September 19, 2025, the latest version is 3.13.7. So you can download this one or any stable version. Below you have previous versions. Let's say, for example, if you have some constraints depending on the version of Python which is supported, you can go and download the version that you want and install it on your computer. So in our case, let's just install this latest version. I will click on that. I have a fresh computer. I wanted to install together with you. So if there is any issue, we can debug that together. So this also can be directly downloaded from just this download button. When you go in the download button, the website will detect which operating system you are using and give you a suggestion. Like me, when I click on the download, you will see it suggests me the Windows version because the browser is running on the Windows system. So I will just click on downloads, and then I have to authorize the downloads. It will download the file. Can you see? Can you see my browser?
Yes.
Yes, we can see.
It will download Python dash 3.13.7. This is AMD is the type of the CPU. Okay, I'm using. So it downloads a compatible version of a file which is an executable file. You can see .exe is an executable file that I can install on my computer. So when I go in the download folder, you will see it shows me the file I have downloaded. Here is the file I have already downloaded. The size is almost 27.4 megabytes. To install it, I have just to double click on it. So the procedure I've already explained in the class material. I want to just go together with you so you will see how I'm going to install. So at this step, there is something which is very important. So you can install now or you can install a custom version. So you can install now just by keeping the default setup. So the Python will be installed in this location. C backslash user app data local programs and Python. This will be the location where the Python file will be installed. And here there is an important task that you have to do. If you miss it here, you may face issue later to launch your Python. You have the privileges, okay? If you wanna give to Python the admin privilege to run, you can check this one. Why this is important? Because later if you wanna install some libraries or modules on a Python, if you don't have any admin privileges, you cannot run that. Okay, that's why it's better to authorize this admin privilege, but it is not mandatory, depending on the policy of your computer. If it's a personal computer, you can enable this. If it's not a personal computer, you don't have the admin privileges for your session, it will not work. And the second one is to add the path to your system environment variables. Why this is important? It is important for you to be able to run the Python, instruction through your shell terminal. So I will pause this one and then come back to the class material. Before I move on, I have to explain very well what I'm talking about. Here in the class material, I specify that you have to run the installer and select the path at the beginning, which is very important. If you miss this one, there is also a possibility to set that later, but this will be complicated. I will also show you how to set that in case you miss this step. Then you can install your program. Let me proceed with the installation. You will see here, I will just keep the default setup, but I make sure that I've checked this path to add Python to the path and the admin privilege. Then I will click here on the install now. When I click on this, it will take a few minutes. It will all the time try to pop up some window like this. You have to accept yes. For each step, you will see it will extract the file from the installer file, and then it will install the Python built-in libraries. You will see the progress as it's going on by setting up the installation until the end. So for each step, it will be asking you to interact with the installer by accepting or denying some steps. So you just go next, next, next until you reach the close step. So it will take a few minutes. I prefer to do that on a fresh computer to see you how you can install that. If you have any issue, so we can try to address the issue live together with you. So you can just try. Also, if you have the possibility to try it live. If not, you can do that later while watching the recorded version of the session. If you have any issue, you can reach out so we can provide some support. And I've already uploaded the tutorials, which can also give you extra information on how you can install and set up your Python environment. I hope everything will go smoothly. So it's going pretty well. Yes, I will explain. There are some questions asking if there is any other possibility to install the Python. There is also many ways you can install, but for Windows, it's better to use the installer. You can also use the source code, which is complicated if you are not used to programming. But the best way is to use the installer one. This is the procedure for Windows, but it's almost close for Mac OS. You have also to download it and follow the procedure as I've described in the class material. I will go through that and show you. You can see the installation as successfully completed. So it asks me to complete the process. I have to click on close. When I click on close, everything is already completed. So how can I interact with the interpreter? So to interact with the interpreter, you have to go to your terminal. On Windows, you go on the terminal by just clicking on the Windows button, and write CMD. When you write CMD on your Windows button, let me show you. It will open. If you run CMD, CMD will open this terminal. Okay. From this shell terminal on your Windows, you have also the same terminal on Mac and Linux. You have to check whether Python it is installed. To check that, use Python -- version. So you can check the version of Python which is installed. You can see here the version I have installed is 3.13.7. So if you receive any error message when you use Python instruction, that means you didn't set properly your path to the system environment variables. So in the case you have such issue, I will show you how you can deal with that. To deal with such kind of issue, you have to go to your computer. I will show you. You go to the computer. So I will show you through this. You go here in your computer setting. I'm going to show you how you are going to add the path to your variable system environment. So in this PC, for those who are using Windows, you go to properties. My system is in Korean. So my system is in Korean, but you can just follow the procedure is same. When you do the request to access to the system and environment variable, you will see the properties of your system. Then you have to go here in the advanced, in English it's the advanced system setting. The advanced system setting will bring you to a new window like this, and then you will go here in the last button in Korean is environment variable. When you click there, you will see the path. Here, the path is this variable. You have to add in this path this location where Python is installed. So this means if you add this variable in your operating system setup, it will be able to find the executable file of Python and run it when you use the Python as instruction. So for you to check the location of the Python, take that link and go into the folder. You will see here you have the place, the location where Python is installed. Here is the Python program. So when we use Python as a keyword, it will launch this executable file. So if you didn't receive a response from the Python version instruction, that means you have to set up that. In my case, everything went smoothly and the installation was successfully completed. So if I write Python, for example, the Python keyword will bring me to the Python interpreter shell interface where I can run my Python instruction. I can just run, for example, 2 plus 6. The response is 8. I'm already in the Python shell interface. I can also ask Python to print a message, hello world. Python will, the Python interpreter will try to interpret this instruction saying that it will find this print as a built-in function, as an instruction that receive a message which is hello world given into brackets, into quotes, and it will print that to the input output interface, which is my screen. When I hit on enter, you will see the interpreter will give me this message. That means my installation is working properly. I've already explained how to set up the Python path. Just go to system setting. You go into the system environment button. You can go to the user and select the path key. If Python is not set yet, you can add a new variable with the location of where Python is installed. When you click on button and save it on OK and save it, exit, Python will be now recognized as a an instruction that can run on Windows. I already explained this, and I checked the hello words from my Python interpreter. It's worked properly. So in case you install the Python 3 version for Linux, for example, when you use Python, it will not work because the version of your Python you install is Python 3. In that case, use Python 3 as the instruction to run your Python interpreter. I hope it's clear so far. So I've shown you how to access to the Python interpreter, and we check the version. And after that, how are you going to exit the Python interpreter? So for you to exit the Python interpreter is easier. Okay, you have just to use Control Z, or just you use the instruction exit, like this, exit with parentheses. This corresponds to a built-in function that will tell Python that you have to exit to the Python shell interface. You can see now I'm not running Python at this time. This is the prompt interface of Windows terminal. If I write here print hello world, you will see it will not work because Windows does not have any built-in interpreter to understand the Python instruction. This is a Python instruction. When I run this, you will see it will give me error, right? Because I'm not in the Python shell interface. But if I run Python like this, and then I write again the same instruction, you will see Python will understand it. I'm just giving a quick refresh for those who have never learned Python before, so we can be at the same page in order to progress. For those who already learned Python before, this is just a kind of refresh reminder. I've already covered this. Now let me show you how you can install that on Mac OS. For those who are using Mac OS, the procedure is almost the same. You can visit the Python official website. From the Python official website, when you go in the Mac OS or Linux or Android, in this case I will explain for Mac OS. When you click on Mac OS, you will see there is a latest released installer for Python. You have just to download this installer, and after downloading the installer, you will go through the process I have explained. So for macOS user, you have two ways. You can install that by downloading the installer, or you can use the command line instruction to install it from the terminal on your Mac operating system. For that, it is recommended to use the Homebrew, which is a popular package manager for macOS. It gives you an easy way to install and manage your software easily. So this is also useful for updating the version of your Python. If you already install your Python on your Mac OS or Linux, you can use this way to update it and get the latest version. So the first step is to open your terminal and run this instruction, okay? /bin/bash. You can copy and paste it. This one will download the latest Python installer in your computer, and then after downloading that, you can install the corresponding version on your Mac system using brew install python at, and then you specify the version. So it's quite straightforward. It's not easy. And when the installation completes, you can also check the version of the Python interpreter which is installed on your Mac system. If you install just the classical Python interpreter, you have to choose just Python keywords and -- version, it will work. If Python doesn't work, you can use Python 3 in case you install Python 3 version interpreter. In the other way, if you are not used to the command line manipulation of your Mac system, you can just use the installer. Same thing as I explained earlier. Just go to the website, into the Mac menu, and from there you can download the installer for Mac OS with the extension .pkg, which stands for package. Then you can just double click on the pkg file. Depending on the version, it will be here 13.7, and then this will be the version of your Mac OS, like 11. And then after double click on the installer, it will open a window like this. Just click on continue, and then it will ask you for the agreement, whether you agree with the license. You can agree. Remember that after the installation, you will check whether it is available on your system by checking this path, because at the second step it will show you where the Python will be installed. So you can check the location where the Python is installed, and after accepting the agreement of the license, it will ask you to install. The step number 5 is also crucial, because at this step you can decide which version of packages you wanna install. So you can check them. If you don't need some frameworks, you can see here Python framework is by default already checked. If you don't need any Python GUI application package, you can just uninstall, uncheck this. If you don't need Unix command support tool, you can uncheck, but it's quite convenient to install all the packages when you install the Python interpreter. So you can check both and then click on install. This will install all the package, and then when everything is completed, it will ask you to close. It will ask you to close, and after closing, there is one more step. The step will consist of going in the Python installation location to find the license file. It will be install certificates.command. This is very important for activating the Python to run on your Mac OS, because Mac OS has many restrictions. It has to make sure that the program you have installed is genuine, is not a fake one. That's why you have to install the certificates that come with the installer. So you have just to visit the repository or the directory where the Python installer is located. So it will be in application / we see Python. Depending on the version, you can go inside and then double click on this install certificates. These install certificates will pop up a terminal like this and run all the instructions inside the file. When it's completed, it will ask you to press on a button to complete the operation. And this will be the last step of the installation. And for you to launch the Python into the terminal, just go in your terminal and write the keyword Python. It will bring you to the Python interpreter shell, as you can see. You can also use the Python launcher like this to launch from your GUI, from your graphical interface. You can use this Python launcher. It will be the equivalent of Python commands. The Python commands will just give you access to the Python shell interface, where you can run the Python instruction like this. This is recommended for just few lines program. If you have a big size program, this is not recommended, because you have to run instruction by instruction. It will take time. You have just to combine all the Python instructions into a Python script, which will have the extension of .py. And then from the terminal, you can just use Python and run it. So that's it. So I will show you how to run the Python script. Okay, you have a Python program. Instead of running it on on uh, on the shell, that will be difficult for you to use it. From the shell, I explained that to exit, you have just to do Control D. Control D, you can exit, or just use this function, exit, and we follow with parentheses. That means it's a function, built-in function. So I'm going to show you how you can run a Python program. So a Python program which is compiled in which is combined into it's combined into a .py source file. I will make a file here. I have notes. I will use my notes. I use my notes like this. to edit my Python program. The program is quite simple, okay, with 2 lines. So I say my Python program prints, I write, here's my Python program. In my Python program, I just write hello. This is an instruction. I'm asking to the program to show me the message hello world, and then the second one is I will welcome you. Welcome to data science. So welcome to data science and AI course. Okay, this is the message I wanna print, and then I will save this file as a Python program. To save it as a Python program, what I have to do, I have to give the extension. I will save it into downloads. It will be hello world dot py. So if I use .py with this txt extension, it will not work. I have to select the UTF encoding by selecting all, and after that I can save it. By saving, I will show you how Python source code look like. You will see here, you see now this is not a simple file. It is a Python source file. You can see here it's Python, and the icon of Python is shown. So I can just double click this. When I double click this, it will be executed. Okay, it will be executed because my system has already Python installed. Or I can just go to I can go to the location of I will go to the location here. I just see the path to access to this directory. So it's in C folder. I go to that location, is downloads. Okay, inside downloads, cd mean change directory. I change the directory and I go into downloads. And from here, when I run Python, this is the instruction to run the Python interpreter. And I'm going to give the inputs my hello world file. My source is this one, hello world.py. So if I run this, I tell to my computer that run the interpreter of Python, and then the interpreter should run the instruction saved into this Python source file. You will see the program has run successfully. It shows me hello world, welcome to data science and AI. If you can do this, that means you are ready to start this class. You have successfully set up your Python environments. Okay. The last step is to install and run Python on Linux. As you may know, Mac OS is basically using the Unix kernel. That means the same instruction you can run on Linux can also run on Mac OS. So the procedure is quite similar, but the difference is if you use Linux with the graphical mode, you can also follow the same procedure, visit the Python web, page and then download the Python installer. You can install in the Linux using the graphical package manager. But you can also do that within the command line. For the command line, go to the Linux terminal, run sudo. This is to provide the admin privileges. And then apt update, you have first to update all the packages. And then the second step is to use sudo apt install. So the built-in installer will install the Python interpreter. You can use Python 3. And then if the installation successful completes, you can also test it as I've shown you with the Python dash dash version. Dash dash version is the flag which is used to check the version of the installed Python. And you have also the way, if Python does not work, you can use Python 3, depending on the version of the Python interpreter you have installed. The first step, I've explained how you can install the Python interpreter, because Python is a programming language, but it's also software which we have installed coming with the interpreter and the execution environment virtual machine for our Python scripts. For us to be able to code our Python script, we need what we call an IDE. An IDE is an integrated development environment. You have seen earlier, I used just a memo note to write Python. But the memo note does not have other features, for example, for me to debug or find errors in my spelling of instructions. But it's quite basic, okay? We have IDEs that have many built-in features like syntax highlighting, code completion, debugging, error finding, and whatever. You can also test your Python only by running with the F5 function. So IDE are quite convenient for huge or big size projects. Like in this class, we are going to write Python program that will go beyond 100 lines of code. That means it will be huge for you to maintain that. We need IDE for that purpose. There are plenty of IDE out there, but the most famous are PyCharm. It's also very well equipped. We have Visual Studio Code or Studio Code. This is for Microsoft. You have Sublime Text. We have also Vim. Vim is a built-in IDE in Linux and macOS. You have also Atom, which I also recommend. You have Spider. Spider is mostly used for cybersecurity and science-related programming. We have Jupyter. Jupyter is one of the framework we are going to use in this class. So I will recommend you to install Visual Studio Code and Jupyter. This is what I'm going to cover today. So you can still try other IDE. They have similar features, but the most used tool are Studio Code for Microsoft and Jupyter. You can also explore PyCharm. So with that said, I already explained how you can run a Python program. To run a Python program which is stored into a file with the extension .py, I explained using the hello world example. To run it, you have to run the Python command from your terminal, followed by the file name with the extension .py. So which IDE should we use in this class? So I will give you some suggestions for what you can use for your assignment and what we are going to use for the practice in this class. So we have Jupyter notebooks, which are interactive documents. I will explain. And IDE are very important for helping us to structure our projects, to debug our projects, and we can benefit from many functionalities from the IDE. And we have also the command line, which is quite basic for few line scripts that can be run on your system. So I'm going to introduce you quickly to the Visual Studio Code, which we are going to use in this class. The interface is like this. This is an IDE, an integrated development environment, which is developed by Microsoft development team. You can download it. It's open source, and set up the environment on your computer. Let's go together. For you to download, you have just to visit or Google the you have to Google the Visual Studio or visit the websites. So I just Google VS Codes. When I write Visual Codes, it stands for Visual Studio Codes. So you will see the first link is the official website. If you want to visit the official website, you can visit, or you can just directly click on downloads, depending on your operating system, whether it's Windows, whether it's Mac OS, you can download directly. I will quickly show you the outlook of the website. When you visit the website, it will be like this. You can directly click on the download button, because the website will automatically detect which version of your operating system you are using. Since I'm using Windows, it detects automatically. If it doesn't detect, you can go into download and check for the version of your operating system. The download button is here on the right, the blue, where you can find several options. When you go here, you will see several options like Windows. For Linux, you have different distribution of Linux. You have also for Mac OS. You can download depending on the architecture of your CPU. Since my CPU is 24 bytes, I can take the 64 x64. If your operating system shows you that you have 32, you can also download the version which align with your operating system. So how are you going to check that in order to determine which version you are going to download? For you to check the version of your CPU, you have just to go to, for those who are using Windows, you can just click on the Windows button and write about. You will get all the summary about your computer. Or you can just go here on the CP, on my PC, click on the right button, and then when you are here in the PC, click on the properties. The properties will show you which version of your CPU you are using. You will see here, I'm using a 64-bit CPU. That's why I have to download the Python that correspond to this CPU architecture. It's very important for you to check that before you download. I've confirmed that my CPU architecture is 64 bits, so I can just click here on download, and my operating system is Windows 11. So I can download, wait for the downloads. It takes few minutes depending on your internet speed. When you finish with the downloads, you can just go into the location where the downloaded file is located, and double click on this executable file. It will ask you for confirming the installation, and it will show you the license. You have to agree with the license. Next. So you go next, next, next until you complete. So this means, are you willing to add this program into your start menu? Yes. Then I go to yes, next. This, it said if I want to add my the VS Codes setup to my path, I just leave it by default and then install. It will take a few minutes depending on your computer setup. So I wanted to do that live with you within a fresh computer. So if I found any issue, you can see how I debug that live. This is the second tool we are preparing for our development environment. We have installed the Python installer, which is the first program. And then for us to write our codes within the IDE, we install Visual Studio Code. Okay. It is installed. If you check your Windows install program, you will see it, and it looks like this. It's already pop up on another window. Let me just move it. Okay. When you finish the installation, it will show you the start window. This one, since it's a Microsoft tool, you can link it with your Microsoft account to run Copilot, which is integrated here. Copilot is a chatbot which is integrated with ChatGPT, so it can provide you support for that. So if you have a Microsoft account, you can just set up here and integrate that with your VS Code environment. You can just go next to get insights on the Outlook. I can check this built-in terminal. I activate that, and then the code with extension. If you want to change the theme, mine, I prefer the dark one. You can change it into white or green. It depends on you. I keep it dark. And then next section, this is just for the first use. You will not see again such kind of requests before. When we finish, you can just close this window. And this is the environment for the VS Code as IDE, where you have on your left side this icon. It can help you to explore the folder. For example, my Python file, it is stored into the download folder. I can go to my Windows and find the place where I have stored my file. So I can load the directory. You can see here, it will ask you whether you trust the directory. Okay, I trust. And then, okay, you can see my hello world is here. Here's the script I used previously that was edited with the editor. So compare to what I've done before with the notebook. Here I can run everything from one place. You can see this is the fresh installation of VS Code. The VS Code does not support Python. It asks me to install the extension. Okay. For me to install the extension, if you don't have any this pop-up, as I've shown into the class material, you have just to go to the extension and find Python. Fortunately, in my case, it is available. The VS Code has detected that, but in other case, I have just to go I have to go to this. I have to go to this button. This is where I can add some extension, and then I click here on extension. It's you can also use the combination of Control Shift X. This will show you the list of extensions that are already installed. Since I'm now reading a Python file, you can see it recommends me few extension of Python. The popular one is this one. If you don't have any suggestion, you have just to write here Python. It will filter and show you the extension that are related to the Python. So if you write this one, you can install it. Just click on the installation button. Is the equivalent of running to this pop-up that was shown by default. Installing this extension, it will give now all the VS Code, all the required resources and packages for you to use Python in this environment. It takes a few minutes. Just wait for a moment. Okay, now it's ready. So I can close this one. Now it's ready. I can now open my folder. The folder is here. I can open it with Python. So my folder is already open. To come back to the explorer of my files, I have to click on this icon, the first one. Now I have the exploration of my files. My Python file is there. So you can see now I can run my Python program just by clicking on this button. So it's the equivalent of what I've shown you on the terminal. This is convenient. You have all the resources. So it's convenient for you to run and test your Python. It's the equivalent of what I've mentioned. You have also a built-in terminal. It's the equivalent of Python hello world. Okay. You have Python hello world.py. So this instruction is the equivalent of the click on this button. You can see if I run this, I get the same result. So now my ID is ready. You can see here I have highlights. So instruction are highlighted. Everything is convenient, so I can do my programming conveniently. Coming back to our class material, I go fast because I have to finish this before the first period. And then in the second period, I will give you a quick refresh for Python. So I covered this. So from this, I've shown how you can make a file and test it. That's already covered. So now, how can you check your Python version? So to check the Python version from your scripts, you can just use this approach. I will make a new Python program that will run these two instructions. I can directly run that from my my terminal because I have only two instructions, and I can write a script for that. So I just reduce this one. From my terminal in my IDE, I can write Python. When I write Python, I run the Python interpreter. You can see I'm inside the Python interpreter. Import, that means I import a library which is called system library. You can see here I'm running from the terminal. From the terminal, it didn't accept me to import the system terminal. But if I run that from a Python file, look at now, here it will work. But if you can notice, I didn't write properly the instruction. Instead of sys, I write sys with t. This sys plus t, there is no any package with that name. So I can restart again. Now the spelling is correct. With the IDE, I have help. Okay, if I have something wrong, I can easily find the issue and fix it. So that's why the IDE is very important. And then I say print me. I write print. I just intentionally do that. You will see this will give me an error. Why? Because instead of writing print, I write print. Look at now the IDE can find the error and help me to fix the error. So here I see where I mistaken. I didn't write the instruction properly. You will see with this instruction, it gives me the version of the Python. I can do the same, but this time within a Python file. Let me just here inside the downloads, I will make a folder. Okay, I will make a folder projects. Inside the folder, I will make a new file. I will create a new Python program. I click here on this plus button with the file icon. It asks me to give the name of the file. Okay, system check .py. If I don't give .py as extension, it will not be recognized as a Python program. You will see now, when I validate, the icon here is the Python icon, the blue icon. And automatically, the IDE can propose some help. Do you want to generate code? Which language? You can get help from the IDE. I don't want. I want to just give the system two instruction. Import. You see here, when I write, it also suggests me. So I can get help if I forgot something. The IDE is good. And sys is a built-in resource package. And then I want to print. You see, I get help from the IDE. You can see wherever I use, I have support from the IDE. If I forgot the instruction, I can get the insight and understand what is the main syntax to follow for this instruction. And then here inside sys.version, I want to get the version of the system. Okay. And then you will see here on the top, I have this bubble. That means the file is not saved. If I run this file without saving, I will not get the latest updates. To save it, you have just to click here on the file, save, or just combine Control and S. Control and S will save it. So I can test it by running on this file, by running on this button. Now here I cannot see the result because from the terminal I am inside the Python instruction interpret prompts. Okay, Python interpreter prompts terminal. Now at this stage I will run it. When I run, I get the same outputs. I can extend it. I can explore other sys related features inside sys. dots. I can check version, for example. This time I will use info. Okay, let's check what will be shown with those instructions. You will see I have more information. Okay, the second tool is ready. I've already explained that. Okay, the third one is the Python Jupyter Notebook. Python Jupyter Notebook are very useful because they provide interactive, user-friendly documents which are used for editing codes, text within markdown cells and data visualization cells. Also, the outputs can be shown within the same document. So you use it as a normal document where you have different cells for codes, and you can run the codes in the same document to see the outputs. So you don't need to go outside the document. You have everything inside embedded. So key features of notebook are easy environment where you can edit the code and text together in different types of cells. You have the code cells, which are taking Python script, and markdown cells. You can use it as you are running a Microsoft Word to edit your text. You can run cells by just combining Shift Enter or clicking on the play button. So how are we going to use that? Because we have several options for us to use Jupyter Notebook. So we have plenty of choices at our disposal, but which one is the best? I will introduce three distribution. The first one we have already installed is this Python interpreter. This is the basic. It comes with the minimal configuration of the Python interpreter. You don't have any support for editing, debugging. You don't have that. So to complement this Python interpreter, we have added the IDE, okay, Visual Studio Codes. So Visual Studio Code at its own, it needs also some extension. But we have also another approach, which is using Anaconda. Anaconda is a framework which is used in data science because it's used to run Jupyter Notebook documents. And this one is also including several packages with Python built-in interpreter. It is very useful and beginner friendly. Its setup is very easy. You can use the full version of Anaconda or the mini light version of Anaconda, which is Miniconda. But in this session, I'm going to explain you how you can install and set up the Anaconda. We can do that live. So Anaconda, it has many built-in, packages. You have also Anaconda integration with VS Code. This is what we are going to do today. We install the Anaconda server, and then we can link that with VS Code because it includes many packages that we need in order to write and test our code in this class. The first one is the usage of Jupyter Notebook. First of all, why is it important to set up this environment? It's because you need to take control of your resources on your computer, and all the data will be on your laptop or your PC. You have to build all the dependency on your computer and control all the resources, because if you don't have any local development environments, you will be depending on the remote server. That means you need to connect through the internet. If you don't have any internet connection, it will be difficult for you to develop. So to download Anaconda, just Google Anaconda or visit the official website. So I will do that again, going back to my browser here. I can Google this time Anaconda. We have Anaconda downloads. If you write Anaconda downloads, this will bring you to the official website. Go to the download sites. In some case, it will ask you to sign up, okay, for the downloads. If you have an account, you can sign up, but it is not required. This step can be skipped. Just click on this link, skip registration, and you have access to the downloads. This URL is the one I provide in the class. If you use this URL, you will directly reach to this page. You have two options. You can install the full version of Anaconda or the lightweight version, mini Anaconda. And again, you have options which are given depending on your operating system. For Windows, you download this one. For Mac, you download this. You have several, version depending on the Mac hardware setup. For the Linux also, you have also the packages of the installers you can install. For us, let's install the full version of Anaconda, not the minimum one. So I will download. It will take just a few minutes. I download this and then we will take 15 minutes break. Then I come back. I explain how you can join the Codle. After that, we can start playing with Python codes. The Anaconda, you can see it's huge. It's almost 914 megabytes. It's almost 1 gigabyte. You have to make sure that you have enough space on your computer. Then I will go to the downloads. You will see the installer is here with the version. Double click on it. It will ask you to accept the installation process and launch it. Same, when you use the installer, it's quite easy. Just follow the instruction. Next, 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 until everything is completed. So just follow it. Next, next. Here, I have to explain something. If you have a computer that has several stations, as it's a shared computer, you have to authorize all the users. If you are the only one using your computer, you can just me. It's okay. If you put just me from that computer, if anyone join with another session, they cannot be to run it. So you have to make sure which option you use it. Since I'm using a computer with several sessions, I can just take this. It is not mandatory. This is just in case you have a computer which is shared between several users. Then I click next. When you click next, it asks you to interact with the installer to validate the step. When you validate, it will extract the installer package and then proceed with the installation. It will take few minutes. While it's going on, I will go ahead with this content. I already covered that, so it's quite easy. So you just follow next, next, next. If you wanna specify a path, you can specify the path, but you can just leave it by default to make it easier. I check it. This is the step where we are. We are here. We have to select the path where to put the Anaconda files. You can see here, it says it requires at least 5.2 gigabytes. So you have to make sure that you have enough space. I have enough space. I can go ahead, just leave it by default. next, until the installation is done. It's quite quick. So this is the last step. Yeah, it's quite going on. When it's finished, it will ask me to confirm and launch Anaconda. So when Anaconda is launched, it will be running a server on your local computer, which will be accessible through your browser, like any web application, as if you are connected to the internet, but your server is running locally. So you don't need to run it from the internet. So when you finish, you have to run it by checking your install application on your Windows. Just write Anaconda, it will show you, and you can run it. You have two software that are installed on your computer. If you want access to the terminal, you can access to Anaconda terminal. So that will give you a Python interpreter. You can also launch the Anaconda Navigator. The Anaconda Navigator will run within the browser like this. This is what we are going to run. The installation is still going on. So when you launch your Anaconda in the browser, it will look like this. So since it's taking some time, I will give you 15 minutes break, and we resume after the break. I will be taking questions if you have some question before we go in the break. But you have already 15 minutes break. You can relax. If there is someone having question, you can ask your question during the break. Is it clear so far?
Yes.
Yes, Professor.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
very much, Professor.
Okay, great. So you have 15 minutes break. Relax a bit. Go take some juice, water, and then come back. We'll start the second session, resuming with Anaconda. I will show you how you can join the Codle platform and join the Codle classroom. From that, we can start now coding from the second half of this session. Okay, you have break. Remember to check your second attendance after the break. I will share the code soon for the offline attendance. Make sure you check your second attendance. Do not complain later about that. Oh, I didn't see the code, whatever. So just do it on time. Make sure you check it with the code which is shown on the screen. 1 minute left. Okay, let me check also the installation is quite going very well. I will click again on next to complete my installation. Next, and this is the last step. And then the last step here, as you can see, it asks me to confirm whether I want to launch the Anaconda or not. So with this one, if you keep, those two options to launch automatically the Anaconda before it completes the installation. So I just want to keep it like this, and then when I click on finished, it will pop up in my browser the success message saying that the installation has been successfully completed, the welcome message. And now for me to access to this window, I have to show you how to do that. You have to check on your install program. You will see that there will be Anaconda prompts. If you launch Anaconda prompt in your install application, it will give you a shell interface like this. This is the Anaconda prompt. You will see here it is different from a classical terminal. Here you have the Anaconda shell prompt. You see based, it means from a server. Okay. From here, if you launch, you run the Python instruction, you will see that it gives you access to the Python shell interface, as if you are accessing on the Python interpreter we have installed locally. But this is running in the Anaconda server. You can check the version. For example, let me just exit. Control D to exit. When you do Python version, you will see the version which is installed into Anaconda server is different from the one we install on Windows. Let me show you. This is the Windows prompt. You have two prompts. The one below, you will see even the design is different. Python version. Oh, sorry. Python version. You will see here is quite different. The version we have installed on Windows and the version we installed on Anaconda server. But it doesn't matter. Anaconda server is now released with that version of Python, but they still same. So with that said, you can also run the instruction from the Anaconda server Python shell, or you can also launch the Anaconda Navigator. For you to launch the Anaconda Navigator, you have to go in your install program, launch the Anaconda Navigator, which will be running into your browser. It will pop up in the browser when it will run. So when it's run, it will show you this. It will give you access to this window. So this is how Anaconda Navigator organized the module installed. You have the home page where you can see all the installed application on the Anaconda server. You can also filter by seeing only installed application. When you click there, you can see which applications are installed. So here we need to launch this one. We need to launch Notebook. This is what we need, is a web-based interactive computing block note environment. So it's very useful in data analytics because you have everything at the same place: the data, the scripts, and also the text in the same document. So it makes it convenient. Instead of having several files, you can organize them in one file. This can also be integrated with other frameworks and tools like this one. I can launch the Visual Studio Code from Anaconda server. So Anaconda server has also pre-installed VS Code, which will be extended with the local installation if you install the extension of Anaconda from the local installation. So that is not the subject. The subject I want to emphasize on is how to launch this one, notebook from Jupyter server. When I click here, it will run the Jupyter notebook server, which will be running in the background. And when I click on the launch, it will open a new window in a browser. So depending on which browser you are using by default, it will pop up a new uh, browser with the you have to select which browser you want to use. I will launch it with Chrome, and then you will see. Let me put the window here. You will see how it will pop up. So here's the welcome message I received after the installation. And then when I launch the Anaconda Jupyter, it will automatically open a tab in my browser. Let me find it. It seems like it's pop up in another window. I have many windows open. Run that's from my browser. Sometime after the installation, it's require a restart of your computer. Since I didn't restart, that's why maybe I'm facing this issue. Yeah, it's running. Computer and everything will be fine. So I will launch it again. This is just a sign up pop-up. I don't need that. I will go and launch the Jupyter here. Sometime you need to update the packages because they're outdated. You need to update them. For you to update, you have just to go here in this all application filter upgradable application. So when you click here, they will show you yes, it's require me to update the Jupyter notebook. That's why maybe I face the issue because I have different version of the Python installed locally and the one installed in Anaconda. Now I'm going to upgrade it. So I go here. Before it was like this, all applications, I filter and check updatable application. From the updatable application, you see there is this one which is require new updates. That's why it doesn't work properly. I launch it. It will take some time. Okay. When it's finished, I can reboot the server. Let's cross our fingers. I hope it will work this time. It's working in the background. So this process also depends on the performance of your computer. If you have high performance computer, it will not take long time to be fast. Okay. Now let me go to install applications and then let me launch it. This guy Jupyter Notebook has to run in the browser. If it doesn't work from the browser, you can also add the extension. I will fix that later. You can also add the extension from here. So for you to run notebook files. So let me take an alternative. I just go here in the extension Jupyter. I can add, yeah, I can add an extension like this. If I add the extension, I can use the Jupyter notebook in my VS Code because the computer I'm using need to be I need to reboot. Since I'm using the Zoom session on this computer, I cannot reboot. So let me use an alternative. The alternative is using the extension from VS Code. Just the time for me to fix the issue with the main Anaconda. So you too, you may face this kind of issues. If you face such kind of difficulties, you can just restart your computer after the installation and it will be fine. The other option to launch this is using Colab. Google Colab is an online version. So the online version will give you the same environments. This is what I'm going to show you now. You will have access to the same environment as if you were in Anaconda, okay? Because Anaconda now is asking me to restart my computer. I cannot do that because of the live. So other alternative you have Google Colab and Google Jupyter Hub and Jupyter Lab. These are online version. You need internet connection for you to log in. But Anaconda give you the same environment but local. The other option we are going to use for the class assignment, it will be Codle. I will go quickly through these three solutions before I give you some advice on how you can join the Google Colab. So the Anaconda work locally, but you have the alternative which is accessible through the Google Colab platform, which is a Google platform. If you have any Google account, you can access the Google Colab. That will give you access to Jupyter notebooks. It's free. You can access with the initial credits, but it requires internet connection. You don't need to install anything like we're doing in order to set up our local environment, but it's already available from the cloud. No installation is required. You run from the server. There are pros and cons. Pros are you access for free, GPUs, computation, and it's easy for collaboration. Everything regarding the hardware setup is done from the cloud perspective. And the cons is it require constant internet connection and an active Google account. So Google give at least 300 credits for beginning, but when you use all the credits, you need to pay as you use. Is the way it work. So that's it. You don't have any control. You have the same environment I wanted to show you from Jupyter Notebook. The URL is here. You have the Jupyter Notebook accessible from the internet. You have here Google Colab, where you can access to Jupyter Notebook. Notebook are documents where you have text cells and scripts where you can write Python script. This is code cells and script cells. To make a new document, for example, I can just go here in the file, make a new Jupyter Notebook or open an existing one. So if you don't have any way to install your Anaconda server, the alternative is to use a Jupyter Notebook. Here is the notebook I wanted to explain. You have different kind of cells. You have this cell, which is data cell, okay, where you can write texts. For example, text like this. Okay, when you write like this is a text. And this is the code cell. You will see you have the way you have this button where you can run your code like this. Prints hello worlds. Okay. For the Anaconda, I will show you next time when I restart my computer, because I cannot restart my computer now because I'm using the same computer for the live. So okay, you see here's the cell. You can combine every contents, right? Text, codes, image, video in the same document. You can see it's quite convenient and user friendly. You have also a terminal here. You can also use the same thing we have used, but in a server environment. Python version. You can see here the version is 12.11. So this is the second alternative. The third alternative is to use Jupyter Hub. Jupyter Hub also is also online. So it provides the Jupyter Notebook server where you can have a notebook that can be shared between the team or the research members. It's designed for education purpose, and this is for large size team where all the resources can be managed on the server, same as Google. Google is the Google Colab, but this is kind of open source solution managed by the Jupyter Foundation. So they provide Jupyter Hub, Jupyter Lab. Those are kind of solutions that based on the Anaconda server kernel. So they provide the same service online. It is centralized. All the control is given to the cloud administrator. So with this, you have to be connected to the internet, and it's also give you advanced features because all the latest version are installed from the server. And the other option is the Jupyter Lab. Also, as I've mentioned for Jupyter Hub, you need to sign up for an account on the Jupyter Hub or Jupyter Lab to use the solution. But they are the same solution as if you use them on your local Anaconda server, Jupyter server. So these are alternative. I mean, the convenient one is Google Colab. Since everyone has a Google account, you can easily sign for that. For our assignment, we are going to use another platform which is named Codle Studio. This solution also use the same kernel in the back end, but this has been customized for learning context where you can submit assignments and assignments can be graded automatically. So I hope everyone has already signed up on the Codle platform. So I'm going to explain now how you are going to join the classroom we open for this class. There are already many notice for that. Codle is a coding environment like Anaconda, which is installed locally, or Jupyter Lab, or Jupyter Hub, or Google Colab. They provide also the Jupyter Notebook documents that can be used for coding. So Codle is designed to be user friendly, and it's customized for education purpose. So with Codel, we have many features that we can use in order to be able to advance and submit our assignment in this class. So it's user friendly. Basically, is published or deployed in Korean version, but I have tips to give you. If you are not used to Korean language, you can use Google Translate plugin. I can show you from my browser. First of all, you have to join the Codle platform. Sites Codle.io. You will see the website is mainly in Korean. If you are used to Korean, there's no any issue. To join, you have to click here in this button, Kaib. Okay. But most of you maybe are not familiar with Korean. How to address this issue? You can install a plugin in your browser which is called Google Translates. You go and Google Translate plugins. Okay. Google Translate plugin. You click on the first. This will bring you to the extension. Okay, that need to be installed to your computer. I already installed that. You can see here I can remove or install. So when you install this, you will have the possibility to translate the content of a website page. So I can now come here, switch. You will see translate button here. You can translate in any language. You will see automatically the site's content has been translated in English. So I can get in from this button. When I get in, I have to sign up. So basically, when you sign up, you use an email address and password. You can also use a Google-based authentication. Like me, I'm using a Google-based authentication. I click on sign in with Google. I have my account here, which is my Korea University account, which is linked to Google messaging service. And then I can sign up. Then I have access to the Codle platform here. I don't have any class, right? Can you see? So now, how can you join the the Codle classroom? So we have shared many notice from the class notification menu, but I'm going to give you a few tips. So I assume that everyone has already created an account. If you have an account, you will see, like me, I'm managing several classes. I can see the available classes like this. You can see in the new account, I just signed up for the purpose of this class. There is no any class. So how to join the class? First of all, you have to visit the class websites. You go in the class notice, you will see the procedure. The procedure is quite simple, right? How to join the class. You have to read carefully before you join. You have three notices, right? Some of you have already joined, but they mistaken, instead of joining with the ID, they join with another ID. You have to use your student ID. Before, you have to read the first master reads notice where everything has been explained. Okay, you read, we have published a procedure. First of all, you create your Codel account, which I've shown. And then if you already have a Codel account, you don't need to create a new one. Just log in with your Codel account. Then there is Codel accounts, link from the class websites that can connect you to the Codel platform. You can just click here. And then you have also this spreadsheet, okay? You have to find your name and the ID. When you search for your name and ID, you find which class you have been assigned to. For example, here, I will take an example, like Kyun-san. Kyun-san has been assigned to class A. So what Kyun-san has to do, she or he has to sign up in the Codel platform, as I will show now, by clicking on the link which is given here. This is the invitation link, okay? I will click here on the link. When I click on the link, I will see this enrollment phase. I've already joined with this account the class A. Let me take an example for class B to show you. I will take an example like Daniel Lee, okay, has been assigned to class B. So what Daniel Lee has to do, he has to click here on the link. Look at now, it shows these windows, okay? This window is the welcome window to join the classroom. You have to check whether you have the appropriate class link. Daniel is assigned to class B. So what Daniel has to do, Daniel now has to use not the name, but the Korea University portal ID, which is 10 digits ID, like 20 110001, like this. This is your student ID. You have to join with this student ID. Be careful when you join. Check the class name, whether it's A, B, C, D, whatever, and then join with this ID, which is the student ID. So when I confirm that these two facts are correct, I can now click on next button. Next button, then this will show me that I've joined the class. Next step is to enter. I can enter the class. Now I've joined the class. So far, there's no assignment which is published yet. So let's assume that I leave Codle. Okay, I just joined Codle like this. I've already joined the class. I don't have to join again the class for the second time. Okay, I have just to click here on the left, and you have this menu, join classroom. You will see the class you already joined. Okay, I've already joined two classes. The class I joined now is this one, B. When I click on enter, I can access to the classroom. If there is any assignments, the assignment will be shown in this space. So you can see weekly assignment will be shown here. And as I mentioned earlier, Codel also offer the development environment like Jupyter Notebook, which is called Codel Studio. To access to Codel Studio, you have this blue button on the right. When you click here, you will access to the same environment as if you were in Google Colab, Jupyter Notebook server, or Jupyter Hub, or Jupyter Lab. It's the same environment. You will see here in Codel, you have all the resources. You can launch the Python kernel from here, and you can see here, notebook, it's running with this Python kernel. If you want to access to the terminal, as if you are in the local computing, just click on the terminal. You will see the terminal here is running on a Linux operating system. You can go there and check the version of Python. Remember that whether it's Codel or Jupyter Notebook server online or Jupyter Hub, you need internet connection. You don't have control on the resources. That's why we need to install that locally in Anaconda. You can see here, I can also use Python as if I was using locally. Python, I can use prints, hello world. It's worked properly. Something what is important here, I don't need to install anything. Everything is already pre-installed. I need just to use it. What I need, an active account and internet connection. Another way is to use Jupyter Notebook. You can create a Jupyter Notebook from Codel Studio by just clicking on File, New. You have several projects you can create here. If you use console, you will access to this window like this. I need a notebook. Here you have notebook that has several cells. Like this one, you will see on the left, you have those brackets. This means it's a code cell. If you wanna use a text cell, use a markdown cell like this. You can see with this, you can also move it, shift it, or whatever. So here I can write that this sharp. If you put one sharp, it means you use the uh, title level character like this. This is data science. and AI. Okay, course. You see, it's bigger. If I use second level title, I need to use two sharp. Subtitle, this is the third level title. Okay. Then you have normal text. You can see when I'm in edit mode. To run this, I can just click on the button here, run, or just combine Shift Enter. You can see this is the text cell. But if I use the same text cell like second level title within this code cell, it will bring an error because this is not an instruction. But if I use this prints, okay, I want to show that text. I have to use a Python instruction, which is print. Print as an instruction. Now, if I run this instruction, this cell will understand what I want. I hope it's clear, right? So I gave you 4 alternatives, okay? You can use Python on your local computing device using the Python interpreter you have installed. The Python interpreter is quite simple, okay? It gives you just access to the Python interpreter. You can run the Python instruction from the terminal Python shell, or you can use an editor like notebook file to write your code. That is not easy if you are a beginner because you don't have any support. To address that limitation, I introduce the IDE like Visual Studio Code that bring many tools that will help you improve your coding with highlighting features, auto completing features, you name it. And then I gave you also the Jupyter Notebook approach by using Anaconda locally with a Jupyter Notebook server which run locally, or Google Colab that give you Jupyter Notebook online, and you have also Codle, which give you also a Jupyter Notebook studio through the Codle Studio. So you have to choose which one you prefer out of all those alternatives. But I recommend you to have your own local environments, which is your control. I think this is what I plan to cover for today. So I hope everyone will take time to complete the setup throughout the weekend. And then by next week, we are going to start with the assignments. So this is what I prepare for the Python development environment setup. From the next session, we are going now to do some Python programming to refresh your mind. I've already uploaded a file on the class material. You can play with that during the weekend to prepare for next class, which will be next Friday. If you check the class material here, weekly plan in the week 3, you will see I've prepared this file, which give you a quick refresher on the Python basics. Okay, if you are not familiar with Python, take your time to go through this document. Is self contents. You can adjust and learn from that. If you first issue in order to set up your Python environment because of your device operating system, which is different from Windows, as I've explained, Mac OS or Linux. You can also access to this tutorial I've posted in the class materials, where you have several supports, okay? How to install the Visual Studio. If it's failed, you have this video. You can catch up with that. How to work with Google Colab. How to install Jupyter Notebook locally through Anaconda, and how to upload a Jupyter Notebook file from your local to your Google Colab, or from local to Jupyter Lab or Codle. Codle also is another platform used in data science for implementation. They all both provide the same environments. Here you have the last one is Codle. I've explained. The option B is to set up your environment locally. You can install that using this procedure I've explained. You can also extend that with VS Code. To extend with VS Code, you have to go into an extension and add the Jupyter server. Mine will run after I reboot my computer. If you have iPad or no, iPhone you wanna install, you have also some steps to install that on your iPad or Android notebook. So this is what I prepare for you. I hope it's sufficient for you to prepare for the coding session that will start from next week. Is there any question? If you have any issue while joining the Codle platform, you have also the possibility to change your ID. For example, if you join with a wrong ID, I show you how you can change that. From the classroom you have joined, you can change your ID. For example, here, you see here, I join with a name like this instead of joining with the ID. We say that if you join with the name, it will be difficult for us to map the Korea University platform with Codel. So you can just go in the class you have joined like this. You will see on the left, you will have change name profile. You click on the change name profile, you can replace your name by your ID. The problem will be addressed like this. I can change it. Instead of my name, I can change it with my ID. Now, everything is done. You don't need to send email or whatever for that. Unless you fail to join or you have any technical issue, you can reach us through the TA in charge of your classroom. So from today, if you have any issue regarding this class, I will be asking you to contact first the TA in charge of your Codel classroom before you send me email. Okay? With that said, we can wrap up by here today. I wish you a nice weekend and hope that everyone will set up the environment by this weekend for us to start next week with the coding. Bye-bye and have a nice weekend.